Israel's foreign minister says that the military will not stop fighting. Little has changed on the ground in Gaza since that Security Council resolution. At least 17 Palestinians, including 4 children, were killed in an Israeli airstrike targeting a home near Rafah overnight. The Israeli government has repeatedly said that it plans to launch a ground offensive on Rafah, Gaza's southernmost city, where more than 1.5 million Palestinians are sheltering. Well, Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud is in Rafah. He joins us now. Hani, so it's the first time since this war began that the United Nations' most powerful organ, the Security Council, has called and demanded a ceasefire. How are Palestinians reacting to that?
Yes, sir. Well, it's quite significant for the vast majority of Palestinians, and it's been as expressed by the United Nations, its chief, as long-awaited resolution to end the mass suffering and miserable living conditions for Gazans across the Gaza Strip here. But the fact that it is happening, it just highlights one important thing, which is a change of position from the one country that has traditionally protected its allies, Israel, from the UN Security Council resolutions, from United Nations agencies for the past years, and more visible during the time of this genocidal war. But the fact that we're looking at is happening right now. It's making people hopeful, making them optimistic. It's still very cautious because we've heard the reactions from Israeli Prime Minister's office as well as his war cabinet, and there is an ongoing airstrikes taking place overnight in Rafah city and other parts of the Gaza Strip, and just publicly saying that it's not that the resolution does not mean anything for the Israeli military. One important thing here is just the time frame of the resolution to be implemented. It has to be implemented right away. Otherwise, we're looking at a very short period of time, 2 weeks until the end of Ramadan. It's not enough to respond to the humanitarian needs and a humanitarian catastrophe caused by the intense bombing campaign, as Doctors Without Borders director expressed.
Hani, you know, we heard our correspondent in New York, Gabriel Elizondo, remind our viewers that this resolution is binding international law, which means it's now an international legal requirement for all parties to stop fighting. As a reminder, not that this comes as a huge surprise to anybody, but as a reminder, can you remind us what's been happening in the Gaza Strip since that resolution was passed?
Yes, well, almost just a couple hours after the resolution was passed, we here in overcrowded part of the Gaza Strip, Rafah city, where more than half of the population have been quarantined here. Dense presence of surveillance drones and attack drones till early hours of this morning, coupled with massive airstrikes in northern Rafah, where a residential home was targeted and destroyed. 17 people were killed in a plain violation of this resolution and a violation of international court, and just put Israel right at the forefront of publicly violating any binding international law resolution, and just suggest that the Israeli military, its war cabinet, and the Prime Minister Netanyahu do not care or do not take these resolutions seriously, and it seems like they do not want to abide with these laws. In other parts of the Gaza Strip, the violations continue with constant, ongoing artillery shelling, as well as attacks in the northern part that has been largely struggling with famine within the past weeks, and on daily basis, ongoing attacks on hospitals and other public facilities. The central area as well came under heavy bombardment. It just not worrying very much about the reaction of the world and continue with the genocidal acts on the ground.
Yeah, and Benny Gantz, who is a member of the War Cabinet, has said explicitly that the UN Security Council resolution will have no operational impact on how Israel conducts this war. So there we are. Hani Mahmoud, with your reporting there from the southern part of the Gaza Strip, thank you very much.